reactions. What's the topic today? Look, you never know. It's DeeDee's reactions, real life reviews with a real one for sure.
Because I also didn't find it funny a couple years ago when all those black men put on suits and then stood around in suits. I don't understand what men in general, but especially black men's obsession is with defining themselves by their clothing and not really actively doing any. It's not deeper than just like, well, we can put on suits. I can also put on a suit. What is the point that you're trying to make here? Like, it's like costume. Like, let's dress up as the social idea of success or productivity or decent, productive human being. I don't know. I don't even understand what y'all are trying to communicate to us. Y'all are constantly like essentially dressing up as white men. Like, that's kind of the underlying idea. Suits, quarter zips, like associating yourself with this like stereotypically white style. Hello? Do y'all not see how that's, one, offensive to you as a black person, upholds white supremacy, but is also reductive of your like humanness? I don't know. It's like everything all the time with them.
Now, listen.
Oh my God.
How is this reductive, and how is it upholding white supremacy? And you just have to ignore the foolery of what these women are saying. Anything to try to dismiss something positive, as if that wig with the blonde streaks in her it's not upholding some type of degeneracy. You know what I mean? It's like being overweight, that y'all don't see that as a problem. Being fat, loud, ignorant, and ghetto, you don't see that as a problem whatsoever. But when you see young men who are deciding to make a difference, deciding to do something positive. And listen, we've had an issue with the black image as it is. The men looked at as thugs and wearing their pants below, hanging down with the drawers hanging out and stuff like that. So, and that's the issue. And then when you see young black men who are trying to make a difference and improve the way their self-image and improve the way they look and present themselves as decent young men, that's met with this type of rhetoric, which is once again to me a deflection of ghetto, narrow-minded, modern ratchet women who hate to see black young men do something productive because it forces change on them. See, if the black man gets it together and start presenting himself in a productive way and doing things associated with that, it makes them look worse. And they already look bad as it is, but it will make you look worse. So you don't want to see them come up, because now it's going to start, you're going to start to be, your image is going to be polarized. It's not, you can't keep saying, oh, the black men don't do this and they don't do that. And my thing is too, how do you know they're not doing other things to be more productive? It's got to start somewhere. If they're starting with their image and cleaning that up, then it leads to other things, and they start to learn other things. So, well, tell me this: what are black women doing as far as their image? Because all we see is the bonnet crew, bonnets. There's a lady who walked down the street with her dog with a whole sleep set on, bonnet, robe, pajamas, slippers, the whole nine. And y'all don't ever call that out. Y'all, in fact, y'all condone it. A lot of women condone the Bonnet Crew Society members who walk around in their sleep clothes everywhere they go. So I see more women condoning that, but you have a problem with young men out quarter zip, whatever they doing, pants, like, getting themselves together, looking more presentable as young men and not thugs. And y'all have a problem with that? No, once again, it's projection, because you're mad and you're afraid that you won't be able to keep pushing the blame onto black men, saying that they're the most horrible and they're this and they don't know how to do this and they don't know how to dress. And as long as you can pick on them, it makes you look better. But when you don't have them to pick on, when they start outshining you in several different ways, now y'all gonna look stupid and you're gonna feel dumb. And you're going to constantly feel like that because you don't want to do anything to better yourself. I can't tell you, a black woman can't tell you, a black man can't tell you, a white person can't tell you, nobody else can tell you where your issues are and how to fix them, because you don't want to do anything to fix them. Yeah, they don't want to look at themselves. That's the problem. That's the problem with why they have a problem with what I say and many others, because you don't want to hear from a black woman. And then this idea, oh my God, why is other people outside the race talking about it? Because y'all don't want to hear from nobody. You don't want to hear from black women, black men, nobody. You want to feel comfortable. You want to be left to feel comfortable in your toxicity. You want to be comfortable in your degeneracy. You want to feel comfortable without anybody challenging you to do what it is you're doing, even though it's reckless. And the fact that it's reckless and you're getting reckless outcomes now, but the thing is, you're left to do what you want to do, to the point to where now you say men are not leading anything and they're not controlling anything, so then that means y'all are the leaders. That means now the majority of women in our community are the leaders, and look how they're leading the community. There is no real solid black community anymore because they've torn it apart. The kids are being raised awfully. They're doing all types of things that's just horrible. These young mothers are condoning this behavior because you're raising them. You got more of these little young feminine boys because they're raised by their mothers. They don't have fathers, and they keep thinking that it's okay to raise kids by themselves. You're leading it into the ground. So if we're living in a matriarchy when it comes to the black community, because we have the majority of single mothers leading the households, look at how that is turning out. You got 5-year-olds out here dancing at Sexy Red, and the mothers are recording them. It's not like the kids snuck the song and they had to sneak and look, and dance to it. No, they're condoning it. They're the ones got the camera out saying, look how cute this is. You got 5-year-olds with wigs glued onto their heads, and the mothers are doing it, and this is okay. But they don't need fathers. That's crazy. This is what I don't like, when people like, well, the white. I don't give a damn what white people do. The white people go out and they do. Why are you comparing yourselves to other people? Shouldn't you have enough standards within yourself to understand what you won't do or accept? I don't give a damn if white folks wear pajamas, and I don't care. I still think it's tacky. But the thing about it is, because we don't control the media, you think they're gonna show them? You think they're gonna show the white people with the pajamas and all this stuff on? No. They're going to show us. They're going to show the worst of us. They're going to show the big fat chick with the pajamas on, the slippers, the do-rag, the bonnets. They're not going to show the white folks in droves with sleep attire on and make that look bad. No, they're not going to polarize that. So if we know that as a black community, why do we keep perpetuating this idea and making it easy for people to look at us in a negative way? Because that's how and that's not just going to affect them, that's going to affect all of us. We're all, and then when we're being scrutinized or treated funny because of that stereotype, then that's why I think is a problem. The same way I was talking about these people dining and dashing, going out and ordering food and eating and then running out. As a black person, if me and my family or me and my husband or something goes to a restaurant, I don't want to be met with, I need you to pay up front. And I'm like, why? I don't want to be treated a certain way based off other people's behavior. You get what I'm saying? So that's when it becomes a big problem, because now we're all looked at as criminals. We're all looked at as bad people. We're all looked at as, this is just what they do. The usual suspects is what you see in these comments. If I'm not doing any of that, I certainly don't want to be treated a certain way because other people are, other people's bad behavior. And that's the trickle down effect. And I think that's why it's important to distinguish yourselves, and also to maybe try to help these people understand that this is an issue. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing, you're going to live your life and do what you want, but when it has an impact on other people who don't do that, that's when it becomes a problem. And so you get discriminated against for stuff because stuff you've never done because of what other people that look like you is doing. So that is the problem. That is why it's not a good thing.